Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Chiefs now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by Gardner Minshew, 6th-round selection in 2019 out of Washington State.
And how about this young man? Took the NFL world by storm. As a 6th-round rookie, signature mullet, mustache, but 21 touchdowns for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Great personality, and everyone gravitates towards this guy. Teammates love to win with a quarterback who leads them like that, and fans love to root for a guy who seems just like them.
Well, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Well, on the opening drive, he was looking for a big chunk play. Unfortunately, that time, the secondary was ready for it. Charles picked it off. Not only that, they take it the other way for points.
Homework, preparation, research, it all comes back to that, VJ. Scouting your opponent, not just the players, but the coaches too, and seeing what they call to begin a game, find out their tendencies. They recognize the early deep ball was part of their opposing game plan, and they weren't caught off guard when it showed up.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score. Broncos 7.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
That'll be called by Rice. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Looking to throw it. Minshew. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun is Minshew. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
Now a 2nd and 10. Off play action, it's Minshew. That's caught left side by the tight end, Gray. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
Looking for Gray and finding him once again. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from evening this one up.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the 1st quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And able to get this out to the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Again, it's Harvey. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 7. Now it's Nix. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, out is the rookie 6th-round pick, Jeremy Crawshaw to punt. Nico Remigio deep for KC. And take it right on the 30. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than 1 tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Minshew sets to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Here's Minshew. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. And Xavier Worthy, 58 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Butker now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. They'll swing this out to Harvey. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be second down.
That's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Nix going to give to Harvey. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. To throw is Nix. Finding space at the 40. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
That's good for a Broncos first down. A gain of 19 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They'll go play action with Nix. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Out of the gun, they go with Harvey. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. He'll try to pick it up himself. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet, they're going to go for it on 4th. They're going. It's Nix. That is caught. And he's taken down inside the 30. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. 4th and 2. They got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
There on the stop was Leo Chanel.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. They'll run for the first time with Tyler Bidet. Ooh, the juke. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive.
Touchdown, Broncos! Evan Ingram, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Alonso looked to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
Ties the game at 14.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out come the Chiefs now. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Talanoa Hufanga in on the stop.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now Minshew. This will be caught by Brown. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. On the sneak, Minshew. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City first.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll set up to throw. That ball caught. It's Rice. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's completion right there.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. They'll look to throw here. And it's taken in by his big tight end. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
It's a gain of 7.
So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Isaiah Pacheco, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took him home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Makes the score Chiefs.
A 10-play drive that time, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Denver's offense now set to go. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing, Nix. Setting up a screen for Harvey. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time looked well for a solid gain.
Here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw, here's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. Nix to the air. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Nix. He's got it at the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's a first down and then some, a 32-yard pickup.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there, because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, the pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense and Gardner Minshew getting set to go to work once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. And that one into the hands of Brown downfield. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Looking to throw it, Minshew. They'll get this complete to Roby. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays.
First down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Call it a gain of 14 for the second play in a row.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run here with Pacheco. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Here's 3rd and goal now, back at the 11. Out of the gun is Minshew. He'll try and do this himself. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Like it's been as negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Butker's kick here is good. And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game. And
ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now it's Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, Jeremy Crawshaw on to punt. Now Remigio. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, A lot of teams pass to set up the run, and that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they found a way to be successful with it.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 3. A throw right side taken in by the tight end Gray. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 40. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And quick throw there is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
2nd and 10. Minshew sets to throw. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Here's Minshew. Quick slam to Brown. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
A handoff now for Pacheco. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. 2nd down and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's caught right side by Worthy. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
On for the field goal. A 30-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Harrison Butker.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And Denver getting set to take the field. And we are hitting the home stretch here toward halftime. And to this point, this has been an exciting offensive explosion for both sides.
I think everyone in the stadium is going to have to regroup a little bit, including the two of us. Yeah, I think we have to get a little oxygen, relax a little bit, and see what we can get going for the second half, the same as these teams, because right now everything's working really well. And someone come up with something to slow them down.
Yeah, both defenses back on their heels. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat with a first down.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
To throw is Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw. Nix. A short throw to Ingram. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
That's taken in by Franklin. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
First down. A gain of 30. First down, Denver.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down.
Good call there on first down, and Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Nix looking to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Again, he'll drop to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will bring the deficit back down to 3. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up and put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, great work as always. We'll see what the second half brings here. These two defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads at intermission. These offenses, they have had their way so far. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter three? And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Nix. He'll air this one out for Mims. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down.
Boy, that ball's just hanging up there waiting to be intercepted. That looked doomed from the start. But they took the deep shot anyway. And fortunately, it winds up incomplete.
Nix from the shotgun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big gain of 31 on third down.
First down.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Toss left side for Harvey. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Nick's going to give this to Bidet. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On the sneak, it's Nix. And he will have a Broncos first down as as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a gain of a yard.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
They run straight ahead with Harvey. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Marvin Mims, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. So, Charles, they had him double covered in the end zone. It still was not enough.
I wonder if they're thinking to themselves now, 2 didn't work. Do we go for 3 guys on him next time? Because he fought through all that extra attention, got himself into a great position where his quarterback felt confident enough to challenge the coverage and threw it his way. What a big-time play right there, both by the quarterback trusting him and by him going up and getting it.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Chiefs, 27.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And Minshew with nowhere to go, and they take him to the ground. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. So the opening drive of this third quarter, they're trying to set the tone for the second half.
And without a doubt, they did exactly that. I've known coaches who have said the first 5 minutes of each half are so important to do exactly what you said, which is set the tone. I've also heard coaches talk about the first 5 plays. Let's go out and be aggressive right off the top. That's exactly what they did.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. A give right side for Pacheco. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker, and it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver's offense now set to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Off the play fake, Nix. They'll get that complete to Franklin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Broncos, first down. It's a gain of 20. First down.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. Throwing Nix. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
First down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll swing this out to Harvey. And it will only muster a yard here to the 38.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Back to the air with Nix. He finds his man, complete. It's Franklin. That's good, the completion there for 7 yards. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
And it's third down.
Trying to run for it. Here's Harvey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. They're going. It's Nix. That is caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Facing a 2nd and 3, ball on the 10. Now loose football, the ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go. They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start 1st and 10. Off play action, it's Minshew. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 5. And it's second down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Running left to give to Pacheco. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They'll go play action here with Minshew. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now Minshew has it knocked out, fumble. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Looking to throw it. Minshew. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
Now Minshew. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Up the middle, it's Harvey. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Once more with Harvey. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Broncos first down.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Over the middle, complete. That's Franklin. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Marvin Mims with his second touchdown of the night. And the Broncos get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, yeah, I give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
What's good on the extra point? And that pushes the lead up to 11.
38. Chiefs.
So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw. He'll be blocked down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Nick Bonito coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Again, it's Harvey. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And that will come the offense as they take over. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Looking to put a drive together. Minshew sets to throw. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Minshew quickly completing it out wide. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read?
Now Minshew has a knockdown fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The Broncos are about set to go on offense. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Nick's going to give to Harvey. He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. 2nd and 6. On play action, here's Nix. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Nix. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Atkins. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Nick's going to keep this under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Jerry Tillery running in there and setting him down. Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Oh, able to avoid him. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though? When they only gave up the field goal, and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now taking downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Gray. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 12 yards and a Kansas City 1st.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Nick Bonito in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Minshew. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is third down and 12. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
On fourth down, Minshew. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
It's Kelce on the ground. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Throwing on second and long. Minshew. Under pressure, they got him again. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. They'll look to throw on third and goal. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Nick Bonito in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here it is, 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is dropped. Oh, that could have been a near certain 6 points. He was all alone, but he could not look it in. My, oh, my. And coming out now, the Broncos. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw is Nix. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken in at the 22. They juked him. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over.
46-yard line.
So the Chiefs now down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute and a half remaining. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Now Minshew. They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. Here's Minshew. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Well, they need to score, and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute, 1st and 10. His throw incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Here's 2nd down. Minshew. Man open left side is Brown. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It'll be Minshew again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
22 yards. And a Kansas City Chiefs.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew,